Could you be successful in politics?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, most definitely. Yes, I'm going to run for governor.
Right?
Yeah, I'm going to run for governor in Oregon. Eventually. So sooner rather than later. I would have already ran by now, but I got
politics.
I got caught up.
You got your little situation.
Yeah, I had my situation. Yeah. So when I rob banks in case, were we avoiding saying that?
Oh, wow.
I used to rob banks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was pretty good at it.
Really?
Yeah, I was pretty good.
How much money?
I did 15.2.
8.8
I don't
million.
believe it.
Allegedly. I mean, that's what they allege.
That's what Forbes said.
Yeah. That's, according to Forbes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got distracted there, but yes, I would like politics are fun. Yeah, I enjoy politics.
You would be terrifying in politics.
Thank you.
You'd also be like a great handler in politics.
Go on.
Like you could take a guy who's kind of an empty vessel and you can fill him
Kissinger
with
vibes
rhetoric.
over here.
Sure.
Yeah. You could chess piece. Because I think that's what I'm learning. Like the kind of older I get and maybe the more, this is going to sound crude, but it's not meant to be like that. But like the more money I get, I talk to people who have like real money, and the way they talk about politicians is like they're just pawns.
Sure.
And I don't see you as someone who wants to be kind of moved around a chessboard for a few billionaires.
Sure.
I don't seem that, it doesn't seem like that's what you would aspire to be.
Yeah.
Politically.
Yeah. And they're right. They are. I mean, I know what you mean. I write those same checks every election cycle, but it's for access. And I've needed it plenty of times, and I've made plenty of phone calls. And
Okay, so there's certain guys, they're just the empty vessel, and they can communicate really well. You just give them the words, and they get it out there, and it works. Have you ever thought about grabbing up one of those guys?
Not really. Oh, sorry about that. No, I like to participate. I go when those fundraisers come to town. Kevin McCarthy was just in town, just by example. So I have fun. Like I like that world, but most people don't. They find it boring. But I think politics are interesting. I've never seen a football game. I've never seen a basketball game. My uncle won an Olympic championship for this country in basketball and 2 NBA championships, and I've never seen a basketball game, and it drives him crazy.
Who was your uncle?
Mel Counts. Okay. Olympics in '64 in Tokyo, won for the Celtics in '65 and in '67. But I've never seen it, but I've seen every political debate there is. I've seen every presidential debate, primary debates. I've
Who's
seen
the best?
Senator debates. It would come down, I mean, if you wanted to have a real face-off between Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, that would be something very special. But Trump can go head-to-head with any of them.
Oh, I think Trump washes all of them on the mudslinging.
Yeah.
The question is, what are they going to do with the mudslinging? How do you neutralize the mudslinging? I saw Clinton do something once that was really impressive. He had like some people that were boycotting it was a speech or something like that. Just some people like ran into a room, started boycotting, and he was trying to answer what they were saying. And he said one line. He was like, those who don't listen are afraid of the truth. And they just shut up.
Wow.
And I was like, ooh, that was a bar.
He was good.
He was good. So like,
man.
remove politics, Democrat, Republican, I don't give a fuck who you are.
Sure.
If you're just looking at like the fight game, if you're looking at the character they're all playing.
Oh, yeah.
And he was fucking good. Obama was
good though. Yeah. He was special.
But Trump has the nuke, right? He is the overhand right.
Yeah.
That's what he has. It's like he might not have the skills. He might not know how to do actually the political thing. But if he's on the stage with you,
he ruined Jeb Bush's political career by telling him you have low energy.
Yes.
I've never seen.
And then when he
it.
tried to pick up the energy, it was embarrassing.
Oh, it was embarrassing.
It was it was
unbelievable.
Okay.
No, that was a different way. And I remember Jeb coming out and telling people, and it was this pocketed response because I heard him give it on 8 different networks. And he says, "You cannot insult your way to the presidency." And I'm like, "You dumb son of a bitch, you sure can." He's about to. Yeah. He's in first place, Jeb.
Yeah.
You're in 8th place, and you were the front runner. Yes, you can.
Were you watching that like you watch fighters start to promote?
Yes.
And how early on did you see the momentum?
When he came down those escalators.
Wait, really?
When he came down the escalators and
because you knew him from The Apprentice.
Well, I knew of him. I was cronies more with Junior than I was of the old man. I'd only met the old man once, and it was in passing. I was in a mob of people, and I yelled. Yeah. And I said, "Big fan," and he shook my hand. He goes, "Thank you." But there was 100 other people doing it. I'm grabbing for I'm doing whatever you call it, name dropping.
Yeah.
But here was the thing with him. He came down those escalators and he took to the microphone, and Mitt Romney had just gotten beat. Mitt Romney got beat because he was a phony. Mitt was very rich, but he wanted to pretend he was a man of the people. He eats KFC and he watches NASCAR. I mean, he really ran from the money, and Obama used it against him. He's like, "I don't have anything. I'm just like all of you."
I went to community college.
It's like, well, that's weird.
Mitt.
It should always be something
you
you should aspire to. And Trump, as part of his opening day, said, I'm not going to take any money. I'm going to fund it myself. I'm really rich. I will tell you that. But I remember when he did that. I remember when he claimed I'm really rich. It's exactly what buried the Republican that came before him. He was rich and couldn't admit it. And Trump went right for it.
I'm going to call it out right now.
I am really rich. I will tell you that. Yes, he was even accused of embellishing his wealth. I mean, he went for it so hard. He went to everything.
That's so funny. Instead of saying, here's this rich guy, he can't relate to you, people started going, well, he's not that rich.
He's not even that rich. Show your tax returns.
Whoa.
You're not even that rich. It was the exact opposite. And
They
I
saw
just
the
remember
power
seeing, oh my God.
of his wealth, and they tried to reduce it by questioning it. Instead of ostracizing him for being just one of the rich elites. Interesting.
Which coming on the heels of Mitt Romney, which a lot of people want to know, but I follow politics. It was so different. I was like, oh my gosh, he gets it and he's going to win. Jesse Ventura, when he ran, Jesse Ventura is nothing short of a kook, and he ran out in Minnesota. but he's nothing short of a kook. I mean,
he's go against this guy.
Yeah, he's a freak.
In a political debate.
But I would steal a lot of what Jesse Ventura did. I mean, on opening day out in Minnesota, I mean,
Jesse won.
He won, and he comes out and he says, yeah, I've used cocaine, I've gotten prostitutes, and I'm running for governor. Who's got the first question? And I remember sitting there going, son of a bitch, that was amazing. And it did. It was an 8 Mile.
That's the Eminem 8 Mile thing. Yeah.
And but I would see myself as that same regard. I'm going to come out just like Ventura, just like Trump. I'm going to come right with it. And they even asked Ventura, and this was another great thing that he did. They asked him, because don't forget, a politician can only do 2 things. They can regulate and tax. Like you'll see politicians say, I'm going to create jobs. Like you can only regulate and tax. It's the only 2 functions you have. And neither regulation or taxation is good for job growth. So it's just a really dumb thing to say you're going to create jobs. But they do make the claim, and I will share for you. They asked Ventura, what are you going to do? And they were in a law library, which is just stacked with books. And nobody knows what's even in all those books. And Ventura said, don't you think we have enough rules? He said, I'm going to take a few of those books off the shelf and I'm going to burn them. We need less laws around here. And he didn't go in, he didn't reduce any laws he didn't do anything that he said he was going to do. But it was a great point. We do have enough damn rules. We really don't need anybody going to the state or and telling us more things that we have to do.
Yeah.
That really is true. We do need to lighten it up.
How high up would you aspire to go? As high as you could go, or you'd be happy being a senator or governor?
Yeah, maybe a diplomat to Brazil?
I was going to run for the presidency. Right, yeah, as a diplomat to Brazil. That's funny. I was going to run for the president. Like when I was growing up on the first day of class, they would make you write your name and you write and then you have to say what you want to be when you grow up. And I would always write President of the United States.
Wow.
I wrote that since like 3rd grade on. I remember writing that my senior year in Mr. Derry's class. Every year I wrote President of the United States.